Several years ago, a group of Jackie Robinson Foundation constituents met to develop a strategic plan to figure out how we were going to develop the best direction for our scholarship program. And as we watched the success of that program, both in terms of the number of students we served and the proven effectiveness of the services we gave to those students, we resolved that we had to figure out a way to scale and share what we do with more students. So we figured if we were to codify and enhance our program and make it available to students online primarily, beyond our core Jackie Robinson Foundation scholars, our impact would grow faster and be greater. And certainly if we were to keep adding Jackie Robinson scholars incrementally each year, that would be great for those group of scholars added each year. But again, our progress would be slower than we knew we could make it. So we sought a seed grant. And we got one from the Fund2 Foundation. Some of you may know, we honored Robert Smith last year. And we got a seed grant to begin to codify our program and put it in the kind of shape we knew it had to be in order to make it more broadly transferable and shareable. Well, when we figured out after that grant that we could do it, we then sought a partner who would invest in this organization, not only to allow us to shore up what we were already doing, but allow us to increase our impact through what we called this JRF Impact Program, where we could reach tens of thousands of minority college students across the country with our program. And I'm very excited tonight. We've been working on this for a few years now, and I'm excited tonight and would like to bring to the stage at this point one of our board members who, and we've got a great board, and this is no exception, who has tremendous reach and a tremendous commitment to this organization. And I'd like to have this board member come out. He is Ziad Ojakli, the senior, in fact, his title is the Ford Motor Company's Group Vice President of Government and Community Relations. Been there a long time, but he is, in our view, our hero tonight. So if I could bring Ziad Ojakli, otherwise known as Z, out here to make this announcement, I think you'll all be very impressed.
Thank you, Della. Thank you. Okay, thanks, Della, and good evening. Over the last decade, I've been proud to have worked with my fellow board members and witnessed the dynamic leadership of Della Britton in promoting this incredible legacy and mission of education that you just saw in action on screen and heard about tonight. I'm excited to announce this evening that the Strada Education Network has elected to make a very generous investment in the mission and purpose of the Jackie Robinson Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, the envelope, please. Sorry, Andre, I had to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, Strada Education will provide $6.5 million over 3 years. You can let it go. One more time. $6.5 million over 3 years to support our celebrated college scholarship and leadership development program, including the initiative to deliver components of our program to tens of thousands of college students beyond the JRF scholar group. Embracing further the educational impact that the Jackie Robinson Museum will have on the next generation, Strada Education's gift includes a $1.5 million donation to the museum. This gift of $6.5 million is the single largest gift in the history of the foundation. We couldn't be more delighted to partner with an organization that has already served over 22 million students and parents as well as thousands of educational and financial institutions in its history. We are pleased to have with us tonight to tell you more about this generous and, as Della said, transformational gift. The President and Chief Executive Officer of Strada Education Network, Bill Hansen. But before Bill comes up, just a little bit on him. For over 30 years in the public and private sector, Bill has been recognized as a visionary and a national leader in education. Bill served as the U.S. Deputy Secretary of Education under President George W. Bush, where he acted as the department's chief operating officer and managed 5,000 employees and a $100 million budget. He also played a key role in developing and implementing landmark legislation that enhanced accountability and opportunity in education. Having worked with Bill, I can personally attest to the passion he has for education and the dedication he has to opening up educational opportunities for all. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Bill Hansen.
Well, it's an honor to be with you tonight, and Ziad and Della, thank you so much. And this is really a transformative time for us as a company as well. A lot of you are probably wondering who Strada is, and so am I, because just today we announced our new name, which is Strada Education. We, for the last 56 years, have been known as USA Funds, where, as Z said, we provided over $250 billion to 22 million students over the years. And we have transformed ourselves in the last couple of months to step away from our legacy financial aid and student loan world into a new horizon, which I'm calling completion with a purpose. And this is to really help students from the high school age on figure out which degree, which college, which financing to go to and which pathways to go to, and also to help lead them to rewarding and successful careers. So this is really a transformational day for us in many ways, as we just announced this morning with the big press announcement, our new name, and concluding it tonight with the first major impact that we are launching into in our new company. I would like to just acknowledge a couple of wonderful gentlemen that are with me tonight. Ask them to stand. Marshall Grigsby is on our board of trustees. Marshall is a former president of Benedict College and also the former provost of Hampton College. And Darrell Graham, who just joined us last week, is our new senior vice president for philanthropy. Was most recently at J.P. Morgan Foundation. But gentlemen, if you'd stand and... I just wanted to talk to the youth for a minute tonight. If you'll just bear with me for a minute, I am a former lay minister, and one of my favorite scriptures says that "and other fell on good ground and sprang up." This is the parable of the sower. "And other fell on good ground and sprang up and bare fruit 100-fold." And I just hope that each of the 250 of you will know that you are on good ground here tonight with the Jackie Robinson Foundation, and that you will forever cherish these opportunities that are being provided to you, and that you will indeed take forward in your lives these gifts and these attributes and these blessings that are given to you, and spring forth 100-fold with these gifts that are given to you as you go out into your lives and into your careers and into your communities in the years ahead. I just wanted to maybe just say one or two things about this grant that we've been able to provide today. I have a number of loves in my life. Obviously, I've my wife and my 6 children and 10 grandchildren at the core of that. But beyond my family, I have a love and devotion for education and for baseball and for kids and for equal opportunity. And I was on an airplane a couple of years ago flying from Washington, D.C. to San Francisco, and I just tuned into the Jackie Robinson movie. And it was one of those pivotal times as I was thinking into the new strategy for our company and where we needed to go. And when I saw the very end of the movie and the credits that were going on about the Jackie Robinson Foundation, I got my Go-Go and flight on and I looked it up and just saw the incredible commitment of this wonderful hero of a man, but also his hero of a wife, and the commitment that they've made throughout their lifetime for social justice and equal opportunity and education. And I just want Rachel and Sharon and the Robinson family to know how much of an impact you've made to total strangers throughout your life, but how much we revere you, and this grant is really a testament to our fidelity and our commitment to you and to your vision and to your legacy and your life. I'd just like to close as this grant really has a threefold mission to it. One is to really help expand the universe of the scholars that are here with us tonight, to include 30 more scholars. And second is the impact piece, and this is really where, as Della said, we are hopeful that we can have all of the good that that the Jackie Robinson Foundation has learned from what works, and to let that light really shine to thousands of others. And when I worked for the first President Bush back in 1991, I was honored to actually spend some time with Alex Haley, the author of Roots. And he said one thing at our meeting that I have always taken to my life and has stuck with me, but he told us to find the good and praise it. And as an organization that is giving philanthropy and trying to help students succeed in their life, I cannot think of a better way to work with this impact program and to find the good and praise it with our resources and our partnership with the Jackie Robinson Foundation going forward. And lastly is the grant for the museum. And we just were having a nice chat at dinner, and I am just so grateful for this museum is so unique. This is not a museum of artifacts, this is a museum of life, and commitment to helping all of us be better people and to help our country be a better place. And I just cannot think of a better and more important organization to be supporting, and hopefully that this grant will get the ground broken for this museum and for the lives that it will change throughout its history. And thank you very much for the opportunity to be with you tonight, and we really look forward to a wonderful partnership in the years ahead. Thank you.
We're all the scholars. You just heard $6.5 million. Come on, let me hear it. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe I didn't hear right because I was backstage. Man said $6.5 million, and you didn't cheer. You had to root for that. This is great. I want you to know that I appreciate, I thank, I am grateful for Strada. And I have to tell you that Bill's remarks, I don't know if you felt it where I was, but they were from the heart and really sincere. I'm a heart guy, and that's really cool. Thank you very much, Bill. Thank you for Strada. Let me tell you what this means. They confined me to this place here. I can't move because I won't have it. They didn't mic me up. Everybody knows I like to move around. So you're going to have to, Italians like to move around. Here's the story. Because of Strada, we have even greater news. Sometime in the spring, and I hope the spring means April or early May, we're going to be able to break ground on the Jackie Robinson Museum. Rachel, you're sitting back here. Did you hear that? That's great news, is it not? We're going to be able to break ground because of 1.5 million of the 6.5 million that Bill just spoke about and was just announced will go toward the museum. So we're going to be able to finally break ground. Now that's the good news. That's great news. And what we're going to do, if we break ground, and we will, is that by 2019, when Jackie would have been 100 years old, we will open the Jackie Robinson Museum. Now, here's the story. When you build a house, you got to put stuff in it. You need to pay for electricity. You need to be able to pay for things so the thing continues to run. So we have enough money to be able to begin to break ground, and we have enough money to be able to open a museum, but we need much more than that. We need to get to 42 million, which is another 20 million more than we already have, and that 42 million, coincidentally, was Jackie's number. So what I'm here to do is to get you excited about the next 20. I get you excited about the next 20. I'll say that again. You cannot rest on your laurels. It took us a long time to get to 22. We need to get the other 20. We need to get excited about that. This is not an ordinary museum. Most museums you go to are things that used to be. There used to be old things. You go to the Metropolitan Museum, you see a lot of armor. You see a lot of paintings. You see a lot of old clothes. And you had a nice day, and you learned a lot. But you took nothing with you other than you had a nice day. The Jackie Robinson Museum is about life itself. It's about the struggles and the inspiration of a man who fought for diversity, who fought for his place in society, and made a league that was not inclusive because of him today. That lives today and must be able to be something that we live for. The notion of a museum is a living, breathing thing, and I appeal to all of you. I challenge you, I inspire you to acknowledge that his message and his courage, and I appeal to you in front of Rachel, that his message and his courage are as vital today as it was in 1947. As a matter of fact, we got to work even harder to make our society even more inclusive. That's why we're all here. I was asked by a TV commentator that was interviewing me a couple of weeks ago, and he said, "Do you think our society is diverse enough?" I said, "Of course it's diverse enough. The problem is it's not inclusive enough." He says, "What do you mean?" I said, "I'll tell you what I mean. If you have a dinner table of 10 people and 5 of them are diverse and the other 5 are not, then the inability for the diverse people who are not included in, they're included in the dinner, but they're not included in the conversation, does not make it a good dinner." I use that as a metaphor for a good country. Our country could be greater with more inclusion. We have an opportunity in a living, breathing thing by a person who began the conversation, and that conversation needs to live on. We need to be more inclusive. The more educated all of you are, the greater you're going to feel the ability to be able to contribute. The more you contribute, the better this country will be. We need to build this museum. People need to see it. People need to come, and we all need to be better as a country. So I ask you if you have friends, relatives, rich people that you know, people that are poor, it doesn't matter. People that you like, people that you don't like. Ask them for money. We need another $20 million so that this dream lives on. God bless you, Rachel. Thank you, everybody.